Hey everyone, it's Sal here. Welcome back to another perfume video. I hope you're doing well. So in today's video, I'm going to be going through a few fragrances that I kind of have a bit of a love-hate relationship with. With these fragrances, I feel like I kind of have to be in the right mood to enjoy them. Depending on the mood I'm in, I could really enjoy these or I could find them slightly irritating or nauseating, that type of thing. I think a few of these were actually in a declutter category at one point, but I've decided to keep them just because my feelings towards them are so up and down. You know, I wanted to keep them because I enjoy them sometimes and not so much other times. But anyway, if it's your first time here, then a very warm welcome. I create new perfume videos every single week, usually every Wednesday and Saturday, but sometimes I post a bonus video on a Monday as well. So it'll be 2 to 3 videos every week, and feel free to pop over and follow me on Instagram as well for behind the scenes photos and updates on my channel. And with all that being said, it's time to get yourself comfortable and grab yourself a drink and a snack. Let me know what your drink of choice is if you would like to. Today I'm sipping on some Earl Grey tea. So the first fragrance that I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with is L'Interdit, the original Eau de Parfum from Javon Thierry. Now this is a fragrance that, funnily enough, when I first added it into my collection, I wasn't bowled over by it at all. I wasn't really the biggest fan of it, and I do believe that this featured in a declutter video. It's a fragrance in my collection that I wasn't loving at first, but as time went on, I gradually grew to enjoy it a lot more, you know, and as it turns out, I do really enjoy this fragrance now, but I would say I kind of have to be in the right mood for it, or at least I have to be really wanting to wear it. There's something quite sharp in here, and I don't know if it's from the vetiver. I'm not quite sure if it's maybe from the patchouli, or I'm just trying to think which other notes are in here, but there's something in this fragrance that's quite sharp and bossy and you know, quite strong. And actually this fragrance lasts a very long time and it's a very strong scent overall. So I suppose it's the type of scent that once you've properly sprayed it, it's there for the whole day. There's really no getting rid of it, I suppose. So from that point of view, I like to be very sure that that's how I want to be smelling for the next 10 to 12 hours, because that is really how long it lasts. It's a very strong, long-lasting scent, and obviously that's a really fantastic thing, but I suppose it just means that if I wasn't quite ready for this type of fragrance and I sprayed it and it was very persistent, it could either bother me, give me a headache, annoy me, that type of thing, just because it's very, very sharp, very strong. Well, it's not too sharp, but there's something in there that's, if you've tried this fragrance, you might know what I mean. Let me know in the comments if you know what I mean by that, but it's a stunning, sweet, bubblegummy tuberose fragrance with your pear note in there, with your orange blossom as well. I would say the tuberose and the orange blossom are kind of there in equal parts, and overall it's a fairly sweet scent, I would say. But with all of that being said, there's definitely a sharpness in here, and there's something almost slightly dark or smoky. It's kind of hard to explain, but I feel like the base notes of the scent have a very significant part to play, and they really give it a lot of that bossy character, you know? So it's definitely not limited to a bubblegummy sweet tuberose scent, you know, because by that description you might be thinking of something like Armani My Way, you know? And they are kind of similar, but this has more attitude to it. This has that kind of bossy, dark, smoky, sharp base that's really quite strong to me. So of course it's a stunning scent. I would recommend it to you. I think for any tuberose lover, for any orange blossom lover, or anybody wanting a very feminine, strong, unapologetic type of a fragrance, definitely try this one out. But it's just a very, very strong, particular smell that I definitely have to be kind of in the mood to smell like. Some days I don't necessarily want to smell that strong of fragrance, you know. This is the type of scent that when you spray it, not only does it last all day, but you can constantly smell it on yourself. Do you know? Some scents kind of settle into the background a little bit and they're very subtle and they can be more prominent you know, at varying points throughout the day, but this one, it's strong all day. You can definitely smell it on yourself all day. It's just one of those very intoxicating fragrances. So, of course, it's really nice, but I do have to be in the mood for it. I wasn't the biggest fan of it at first, but it's grown on me, and that is L'Interdit, the Eau de Parfum from Givenchy. The next fragrance I have today that I have to be in the mood for is Insolence Eau de Toilette from Guerlain. Now, this is a really nice fragrance. It's a beautiful, irisy, violet, soapy kind of scent, basically, with some kind of sharp red berry nuances in there, and also some orange blossom. So this is a really gorgeous fragrance. I'm very glad that I have it in my collection, particularly as they've now changed the bottle, and I have to say I much prefer the cute little endearing bee bottles. I really do like this design. Quite upset that they changed it, I suppose. I mean, I feel like this was really something quite unique, and they've changed the bottles now, and I'm not the biggest fan of the new design, so I am glad I have this, and I like the fragrance and everything like that. But I suppose the thing with this one is it is quite soapy, and it is quite sharp in some ways. And it's not really overly sweet, I wouldn't say. It's a very violet dominating fragrance. It is another one of those scents that's quite strong, and you know, if you were to spray this properly, as in maybe 5 or so sprays, you know, and you were wearing it as your scent of the day, it would definitely last all day. It's one of those very strong fragrances. Let me know how you get on with this one. Do you ever find it too much? Is it, you know, could it be irritating to you, or do you just find it to be quite easy to wear? Let me know, I'd be kind of interested to hear. But to me, depending on the mood I'm in, I can really, really enjoy this, and other times I would find it just a bit too much, just because it is so strong. And you wouldn't necessarily think that from the description of it and from the fact that it is a eau de toilette, but it is, to me, a very strong fragrance. Even stronger than, say, the likes of Mon Guerlain Eau de Parfum. To me, this fragrance is actually stronger than that perfume, and that one's an eau de parfum, and this is an eau de toilette. Yeah, this is quite a strong soapy fragrance that I do have to be kind of in the mood for. I do enjoy spraying this one just of an evening if I'm unwinding. If I have just come out of the bath, then I will spray maybe 2 sprays, not too much, just a little. When it comes to wearing it day to day, I wouldn't actually say that I do that very often. This is a fragrance that I really do like it. It's very pretty. Yeah, it's a really pretty fragrance, but I would just say that I have to be in the mood for it. So that is Insolence Eau de Toilette from Guerlain. Next up today we have the beautiful Fiori from Armani, and this is a fragrance that I really do like. It's a very pretty, sweet, creamy, powdery, sweet, vanillic, fruity rose type of a scent, and it is really gorgeous. And the reason that I have kind of a love-hate sort of relationship with this one is because it's very, very sweet. And actually, when I first purchased it, I wondered if it was maybe too sweet. As time went on and I wore it a bit more, I kind of realised that I did actually like it quite a lot, but I would say that there are some days when I wouldn't want a fragrance this sweet. Again, let me know what you think of this one, but it is quite a sweet fragrance to me. It is one that I have to be in the mood for. It's one of those fragrances that I will reach for when I just want a very sweet, feminine, flirty, bubbly type of a scent, you know. But there are definitely days when I don't want something too sweet at all, you know, something maybe like Alien or Narciso the White Cube, you know, on days like that, when I reach for fragrances like that, I definitely would not want this. Do you know what I mean? It just depends on the mood I'm in. It depends, yeah, it just depends on that basically. And sometimes, for example, if I wasn't in the mood for it and I sprayed it, I would potentially find it quite nauseating. So it's one of those funny fragrances. I am a bit up and down with it, but on the whole, when I like it, like when I'm in the mood for it, I really do enjoy wearing it. So that is Fiori. Next up today we have Elie Saab, Girl of Now, and this is a perfume that was once in a declutter category, so I wasn't actually expecting this one to still be in my collection, to be honest. At one point I definitely wanted to get rid of it, actually, and I am really glad that I kept it. It's a perfume that I love talking about now. I love wearing it. It's a really stunning, unique fragrance, actually, but I do definitely need to be in the mood to wear this one. It is a really sweet, gourmand. This fragrance really is one of those extremely sweet, very realistic gourmand fragrances. This perfume literally reminds me of a baklava dessert, even down to the pistachios, you know, being sprinkled throughout the layers and the syrup drizzled in there. So it's a very sweet perfume, very indulgent, you know, and for all the reasons that I would love it, you know, for those same reasons I could also find it very, very nauseating if I was not in the right mood for it. And you know, that's why I was going to declutter it. It was just for that reason. I thought it was too sweet. I couldn't get over how syrupy it was at first, but yeah, as time went on, I could really appreciate this fragrance, and I do love having it in my collection. It's beautiful, you know, and I would recommend it to you, but I definitely have to be in the right mood to wear this. This isn't actually a fragrance that I wear all that often, to be honest. This is a fragrance, how often would I wear this? Maybe once a month, once or twice a month, that kind of thing. I don't wear it that much, just for that reason. However, I will say that I recently discovered how beautiful this smells layered with Alien Eau de Parfum, so I probably will be more likely to wear them both together as opposed to this one on its own, just, you know, as time goes on. But anyway, that is Elie Saab, Girl of Now, a really sweet, indulgent scent that I definitely have to be in the mood to wear. Next up today we have Athalia from Parfums de Marly, and this is a fragrance that I really, really adore, actually. It's a very beautiful scent, but it's kind of what I call my shape-shifting fragrance, in the sense that, you know, from one wear to the next it can actually smell kind of different, and I would really love it if you would let me know, you know, if you have experienced this with it or if it's just me. But you know, there's some elements in here that I don't detect at all sometimes, and then other times they are the most prominent elements of the scent. So for example, there is an incense note in here, which, you know, sometimes I don't even detect it, and other times it's the most dominating thing. So I don't know if it's skin chemistry, I don't know if it's temperature, I really don't know what it is, but it's one of those very changeable scents, and kind of depending on that, I can prefer it sometimes more than others. Most of the time, to be fair, most of the time what I smell from this is your kind of irisy, orange blossom, creamy, thick, kind of a fragrance. It's really very nice from that point of view. It has that very nice thick amber note in there as well, and your prominent muskiness as well, actually. It's very, very beautiful, very feminine, intoxicating, classy, sophisticated, all of those things. But like I say, there is an incense note in here, and if that is too amplified, then I can find it a bit too much sometimes. So that is Parfums de Marly, Athalia. And last up today, but by no means least, we have La Nuit Tresor Nude Eau de Toilette. And this is a really pretty, girly, everyday type of scent. You have your coconut, your vanilla, and your rose essence in here with your bergamot as well. And this one kind of brings me back to those beach outings that I had in the summer, which is quite a nice wee scent memory with this one. I'm just gonna move back a little bit. I feel like I keep I keep shaking my phone. So this is a really gorgeous, sweet fragrance, but I would say the reason that this is kind of hit and miss with me sometimes is just because of that coconut note in there. And it's fairly strong. I mean, it's not too strong overall, but sometimes coconut is one of those notes that I'm, what's the word? It's quite a risky note for me, to be honest. It's a note that I don't always enjoy. So, you know, depending on how sensitive I'm feeling about that note, I will enjoy this fragrance more sometimes than other times. I can actually find this one a little bit nauseating if I'm not in the mood for it, just because it's quite sweet, it has that coconut note and everything like that. And like I say, sometimes I can really enjoy it, but other times it would be too much. It's a really nice one though. I will say that it's more of a summery scent to me. It's probably a fragrance that I'm gonna leave and wear more in the summer months, maybe the spring months, but most definitely summer for me personally. I do enjoy it. I will probably be keeping it in my collection for now anyway. And I've enjoyed wearing it, you know, this far, but it's definitely one that I have to be in the right mood for. So that is La Nuit Tresor Nude Eau de Toilette. Let me know in the comments which fragrances you have to be in the right mood to wear. Let me know if you have owned a fragrance that you didn't really like at first, but then you grew to enjoy it more. I think it's always really interesting when that can happen with a perfume. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then you may also really enjoy these other videos that I will leave up on the screen here for you. And until next time, take care guys. Bye!